3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, mystery reading number 1186. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome, and thank you very much for your support, as well as your presence during this reading. So for some reason, I am feeling connected to the TV show Zoe 101. It is something that I grew up watching. I believe that the main character is Britney Spears' sister. I'm not 100% on that. But there could be other childhood TV shows that are standing out to you. I want to say in general, it really doesn't matter your age or if you even watched Zoe 101 or children's TV shows that ran around the same time. But I feel a lot more focus here on the past, let's just keep it general. Because to be honest, relatively speaking, television hasn't been around that long. I personally do find it interesting, though, that I was going to say something, but I changed my mind. Yeah. Getting into interpreting 1186, there are 2 ones in this number, which are about having trust and faith, which could be about having trust and faith in yourself, the universe, another person, another situation, what you're capable of, what's possible for you. Only take it however it resonates. You know, what resonates with your intuition right now? And how do you feel called to use your strength right now? The number 8 is about loss and trusting that whatever is lost will be replaced. And, you know, it's not about overlooking how difficult and challenging dealing with loss can be. It's really just about maintaining hope, you know, just allowing yourself to have something else to look forward to after the fact. There could have been a significant loss or sacrifice that you went through in the past, that you're going through right now, or that you will go through in the future. And as soon as I started talking about when you could have experienced a significant loss or sacrifice, I saw the number 333 on the timer. And this number is about using your voice and expressing yourself, and or right now or always taking an opportunity to heal and to grow. So it feels like whatever this loss or this sacrifice was, is, or will be, it's connected to using your voice and healing, growing. You deserve to be heard. Your voice is worth making sacrifices for. All of our voices are. And it's all a sign to trust that everything happens for a reason in number 432. So, it feels like if valuing your voice isn't enough to see some sort of loss or sacrifice worth it at the very least, feels like you are being encouraged to trust and believe that there is deeper meaning behind the loss, the change. And you can find that meaning within yourself, ask the universe to show it to you, or just have trust and faith in it without having to know exactly what the reason or the meaning is. The number 6 is it's really about a choice. Encouragement for you to choose to love and care and respect yourself over hating, neglecting, and disrespecting yourself. It's really just encouragement for you to have a healthy, loving relationship with yourself. A caring and nurturing relationship with yourself, because, your other option is just going to leave you not only miserable, but also having a negative impact on those around you, contributing to a greater fight in this world to spread hate and lies versus spreading truth and love, versus spreading chaos versus spreading peace. Do you feel chaos going on within you? The kind of chaos that only self-love could settle. Feels like this reading may be a deep one. But adding up these numbers, 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 8 is 10, plus 6 is 16, and 1 plus 6 is 7. And number 7 is about wisdom and expanding your awareness and your consciousness and becoming more spiritually connected. So whatever loss or sacrifice is on your mind, whatever pain, this number 7 feels like it's confirmation that there's something to learn here, to wake up to, an opportunity for you to put more trust into your faith. And being reminded about a realization I had a while ago that someone I'm close to recently told me they had a realization about it, or something like that, is that it wouldn't be called faith if it didn't require faith. And it's not about blind faith. It's about just not feeling like you have to know everything to be able to trust and have faith in a power greater than yourself. There's always forces and powers out there that's greater than ourselves. But is it sentient? I feel like that's kind of the question humanity keeps running into. Overall, this number has encouraged you to have trust and faith in yourself, or whatever way feels right for you, and to really find a deeper meaning and wisdom and awareness in some sort of pain, loss, grief, and uncomfortable change, and to love yourself through it. Really, really love yourself through it. Somebody watching this reading may be feeling impatient because you're not being present in the moment, allowing yourself to really experience something and endure something. There are a few decks of cards on the table. We have the Secrets of Tarot cards. These are just a deck of cards that I made and wrote on with things that I just felt called to write. And it's the same thing here with these index cards. I am going to start with tarot card. to get more detail and context into the messages that you need. There could be something significant here about an opportunity for somebody. But the card that I have is a major arcana card. It's Temperance. I just saw a sign, a couple of signs actually, the number 122 and 123. These numbers are about change, starting with you and trusting that everything happens for a reason. I really, really encourage you to find a sense of purpose and meaning, like I've been talking about, in your pain, your grief, right now, in the past, and in the future. I wrote on this card conflict, change, and expand, as well as the zodiac sign of Sagittarius and the element of fire. I've actually been feeling connected to Sagittarius for a while, for some reason. Kind of feels like it is connected to this Temperance card, like I'm going to mention in future videos. But the artist wrote money restrictions and testing the waters. Here's what the card looks like again. Just saw the number 222 on the timer, which is, it can be confirmation of a significant relationship or situation that you are connected to, that you're thinking about. And I just saw a sign of trust, everything happens for a reason, with the number 234 on the timer. You're thinking about the situation for a reason. It really is significant for you, and honestly seems like that's what this reading is about. The number 2 can also be about taking your decisions seriously. Not only being patient when you have the opportunity when it comes to making a decision, but also protecting yourself, your peace, time, energy, resources. Protecting yourself through your own choices, as well as your future. Ooh. An interpretation that I've been getting a lot more lately is about balance. That's exactly what the Temperance card here is about, but on a much bigger scale. It could feel like there are many situations in your life where things are unfair, or there's just a lack of balance, a lack of justice, and it could be very overwhelming. And so your focus right now should be on trying to understand. It's like all of these situations are just symptoms, but the real disease, for lack of a better word or analogy, honestly, but the real disease is coming from within. Like a certain way of thinking or feeling or believing. But I don't want you to see it as like this icky, parasitic type of thing. Like I said, I don't have a better analogy. It's really just about understanding the root cause of all of these situations that feel unfair or just imbalanced in some way. So maybe it could be important here for you to use your voice more, to set more boundaries, to have higher standards, to allow yourself to have more control over your own energy, your own time. Yeah, that message about protecting yourself is very, very important. Protecting yourself from, overextending yourself, being taken advantage of. Let me go ahead and draw out one of these other cards here that I made. Oh, I did forget to mention the number 14, 1 plus 4 is 5, which is about change or transformation. So maybe you feel called to transform as a person, or there was a significant change, or there is one right now, or there will be one in the future. This could just be reinforcing the importance to make sure you're grieving properly, or it could be about a completely different type of change. No way. I pulled the same card that I pulled in the last reading. So maybe you want to watch that one if you feel called to. 1,185. Wow, 555 on the timer. When the days come swinging, swing back. Very interesting. There's a significant change here. And then this could have been the loss, the grief, or it's something else, or it could be both. It really could be both, like a chain reaction. Maybe one change has forced another. But this card is calling for you to fight back, pretty much, against the side of you that wants to be self-destructive, neglectful towards yourself, hateful and resentful towards yourself, and even the universe, just forces outside of your control or the free will of others. And I do want to emphasize here that it's okay to feel frustrated. It's not inherently bad to feel negativity. But it becomes a bad thing when you let that negativity, determine who you are and what happens for you moving forward. I feel like there's really something here about leading with light instead of darkness. And it's not about ignoring or judging your own darkness. It's just about not letting it how do I say this? Just not letting it be the one in the driver's seat. This is reminding me of backseat gaming, where you're trying to play a game and someone is just in your ear, do this, do that, It's okay to let your darkness take the back seat. But don't be afraid to tell it to back off, Because there is still truth in the darkness. There's still a little bit of light in the darkness, the whole yin and yang thing. Let me get one of these index cards now to start wrapping up this reading for you. This is so relatable. I am so haunted by the past that it's hard for me to not be stubborn. Really hard. But like this card says up here, swing back. And like negativity, it's not inherently bad to be stubborn on its own. It just matters what you're stubborn about. Resistance isn't bad inherently. It just matters what you are resisting. You should be resisting the lies, the hate, instead of the truth and love, Especially in the relationship that you have with yourself. This could be a call for you to be more honest and warm towards yourself. I honestly think that what makes it hard for us to not be stubborn is just being frustrated with our own stubbornness. But it really just depends on who you are and what you've been through. So I encourage you to reflect on this stubbornness and why it is so difficult and what you can do to make it easier. This reading overall has called for you to have trust and faith and to find deeper meaning in pain, grief, and suffering, and to really love yourself while you're trying to find that deeper meaning. Give yourself the opportunity to learn, to spiritually awaken, to become wiser, to become more spiritual. Of course, if that's what you feel called to and what aligns with you. The cards on the table here are highlighting some imbalances in your life and how it's almost like an internal change or transformation could flip a switch. That's kind of what happens when you acknowledge the root problem, or in my metaphor, the disease. Once you heal, everything else tends to fall into place. That's why it's so important to not let darkness lead the way. Because whatever you invest in will grow. And more, focusing on darkness will just create more. But focusing on the light will create more light. I am seeing a little bit of a theme here to be mindful of what you choose to focus on. And to really just reach down within yourself to find the courage and the hope and the strength to fight back. Maybe you need a reason, and I encourage you to find it. Because you don't deserve to feel haunted by the past and to use your stubbornness against yourself. Find the answers and the closure and the balance that you need within yourself so you can create more of that within your own life.